The new Honda CR-V is one of the easiest crossovers for me to recommend, but it's more than just the automotive equivalent to chicken tenders and fries. So today I'm going to explain why that is, what they could improve, and what's new for 2024. The only real change for 2024 is the addition of a Sport L trim. It offers a nice compromise of features between the Sport and the decked out Sport Touring. That means we have 3 turbo and 3 hybrid trims now. And if you want the electrified model, you better have a taste for aggression, as you'll be stuck with the admittedly tame sport specs. Now, the first of many reasons as to why the CR-V makes a whole lot of sense are the available powertrains. Now, the 1.5 liter turbocharged inline-4 is nothing special. The power output, the torque are pretty average for the class. In the past, I've found this engine to provide great mid-range passing power.
Honda says they've improved it slightly for the new gen.
They've tweaked the design of the turbo so that the air pressure comes in at a different angle, along with a few other things that should help this have less lag. And this is hooked up to a continuously variable transmission just like it was in the previous gen. Now, the power plant that really sticks out to me is the hybrid. So this uses Honda's inline-4, it is direct injected only. It runs a modified Atkinson cycle, so the engine on its own, not super powerful, but when paired up with the electric assist, we have a little over 200 horsepower and 247 pound-feet of torque. Plus, Honda rethought its transmission. It sounds very similar to Toyota's eCVT. It has a separate motor generator that effectively changes the gear ratio for the engine on the fly. It also allows for a direct drive lockup at low and high speeds to further improve gas mileage and make for a more natural feeling. And that's what this does better than any type of CVT that I've driven in a while, which, make no mistake, this shares nothing mechanically with a CVT like you would find with the turbocharged engine. The second motor is the actual drive motor, and that provides plenty of juice.
This helps the CR-V get to 60 in about 7 seconds. More importantly, passing power is reassuring, though it becomes less impressive as the speed climbs. As does the efficiency, but around town you can get 40 miles per gallon. A big improvement over the turbo.
You can also still get it in an all-wheel drive. It has an actual drive lane connecting the front and rear. It's not like Toyota's where it's a separate motor. Front-wheel drive is about $1,500 less. This hybrid has a couple tricks up its sleeve. One, it does a good job of mimicking shifts, and it doesn't disrupt the acceleration. As the engine switches gears, the electric motor continues full thrust. With the hybrids, you also have a sport mode, which sharpens your throttle response, but on top of that adds in Civic Type R engine noises, which gives the car a sense of humor. Now, racy dynamics have never really been a strong suit to the Honda CR-V, but versatility has, and still is. And that's the next reason that I would pick one up. The cargo area is second to none in this class. It's very tall, it's about 6'4" in length when you have the rear seats folded, and it's well shaped and wide. The only knock, the hybrid models don't have a spare tire, only the turbos get it. You also have ludicrous legroom in the rear, and the back seat is actually comfortable too. Good thigh support, you have standard console vents, and it reclines quite a bit.
Up front, even at 6'3", I am able to find a comfortable driving position,
with plenty of storage cubbies and nooks to fit whatever you have.
While the space is immense,
the handling is what really caught my attention, and that's the next reason why this is a standout from the class. The steering, I think, is well weighted. It actually builds up a little bit as you're going through corners too. It feels predictable and natural, just like what you would get with a Mazda. In fact, the steering weight could maybe be a little heavy for some folks, but it inspires confidence nonetheless. There's not a whole lot of steering feel, but there's like no vagueness on center, and it does actually use a dual pinion steering rack, which typically makes the steering all around better. Underneath, this does ride on the same Honda global architecture that underpinned the previous model and 10th and 11th gen Civic. This is a great platform, and as you'd expect, they've added things like stiffer mounting points, rigidity to the chassis, and retuned the suspension. And a lot of times that's just PR talk, but after driving it, I was really impressed with how much body control this has for a 3,900 pound compact crossover. Whether you're taking corners at a little higher speed or on a rough, twisty road, it feels sure-footed and composed.
From my experience, only the Mazda CX-5 outperforms the CR-V in corners or twisty on-ramp.